many of us know last century, especially after World War II or right before World War II, science technology went through a tremendous change. For example, we had this guy called Turing from British. He literally invented a theory of computing. Professor Deng Xiaotie certainly is an expert on that. And also we started digital technology, such as I'm from Texas. I still like to promote Texas. TI was the very first places the VSI was made. Then also we have a communication theory, the Shannon theory, all the kind of things. When those theories of technology available, then we know what happened next is in later 40s, early 80s, or early 50s, we start have digital computer. Then combine digital technology and communication theories. I would say from later 70s or early 80s, we start have digital networks, okay, so-called Ethernet, token ring. That was actually, I worked with my many friends here in CTU. We had many papers. Then things continue to grow and evolve. In later 80s and early 90s, we started to have a so-called real-time embedded computer systems. Professor Ng is absolutely the authority here, and I think he's the advisor, Jen Liu, we are all the club in US doing this thing. So my thesis is more or less distributed real-time computer systems. On the other hand, I will say up to later 90s or early 2000, we start further develop digital networks. A special branch is called sensor networks. Okay, this is based on sensor technology, also based on needs. Then it's not in my field, say the computer science field, but certainly in the WE and many other engineering fields, the control theory has been well developed along this line, especially from 40s. When you combine all these together, that makes it possible that we can have something called Internet of Things. Okay, so Internet of Things is combination of sensoring, real-time embedded computing with certain kind of control element in it. So you can say it's a kind of mix. Honestly speaking, I think that confused a lot of people, even myself. So even after we got this so-called 973 project, we're sitting there talking for almost a year, eventually figure out this is the Internet of Things. So to beginning with, if you read many propaganda materials, Internet of Things by the name supposed to connect the things, no longer computers. Computer is one kind of thing, but we have many others, so-called consumer products, home electronics, cell phones, desktop servers, so on, so on. The difference between Internet and Internet of Things is, first of all, the number of elements connect will be different, right? Internet of Things will connect all of this. So it's a 2 or 3 order bigger than current Internet in terms of connectivity. So that's already a challenge. But nevertheless, before we connect anything, we need to figure out what is the Internet of Things. So this is my first portion of